Shalom, and welcome to Psychology of the Parsha for Parshat Tetzaveh. Well, as this week, like in most cases, Parshat Tetzaveh is the Shabbat before Purim. You can already feel the spirit of Purim in the air. The children, everyone are getting ready for the parties, for the celebrations, for the Mishloach Manot, the masks, the costumes, and it's fantastic. It's amazing. This deserves a little examination, perhaps, of Purim. One of the mitzvot of Purim, which interestingly is not stated in the official list of the 4 mitzvot of Purim. You know, there are 4 mitzvot of Purim: to hear the Megillah twice, to give mishloach manot, which is 2 food items, 2 different food items as a gift to a friend, preferably a male to a male, a woman to a woman, at least to one person. Then 2 gifts to tzedakah, to matanot, it's called gifts, to the poor, and then to have a meal, similar to what we do on Shabbat and the festivals. You have to actually wash for bread and have a meal. But then there is a mitzvah. Perhaps the reason why it's not written in these 4, because it's such a fantastic mitzvah that you don't even have to write it. It's one that nobody would ever forget. And that mitzvah is the mitzvah, as the Talmud says, Chayav inish lipsume bepura ad delo yada ben or haman lebaruch Mordechai leor haman. That one is obligated to become intoxicated on Purim to the extent that they do not know the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman. Now I ask you, we think about it for a moment. Anybody familiar with any mitzvah in Judaism knows that one of the most important prerequisites for performing a mitzvah is to have at least some level of mindfulness of what the mitzvah is all about. That's why, by the way, it's not a mitzvah to sleep. You go to sleep because you're tired. You go to sleep because you got to take care of your health. Because while you're sleeping, you can't be mindful of the fact that you're doing the mitzvah. You're not there. You're elsewhere. You're dreaming. You're in fantasy land, at best. When you do a mitzvah, you have to have kavanah. And there's no end to how much kavanah you can have. So what kind of mitzvah is this to cause yourself to have anything but kavanah? You're not going to have any direction. You're going to be totally loose. You can't see straight. You can't think straight. You can't hear straight. What is the purpose? What is the point? Perhaps, I would suggest, in the Megillah, when Haman approaches Achashverosh and he gives him the pitch, he's going to convince him to allow him to annihilate the Jews. He says, Yeshno am echad. There is one nation. There is a nation of one. What was he talking about? The Jews. And he describes to Achashverosh who these people are. Why did he have to describe us by the fact that we're one nation? Of course, if we're a nation, we're one nation. He was talking about one nation, not 2 nations. The answer is, Haman was answering a question of Achashverosh. Perhaps even Achashverosh didn't have to ask the question. It was an unasked question, but it was an obvious one. Which Jew does he want dead? Which Jew does he have an issue with? Is it just the religious Jew? Is it the Jew that sticks out as a Jew with the long side locks and the long beard, with the big round hat, or maybe with the fur hat? Is it the Jew that, okay, he's not so screaming out loud his Jewishness, but still you can see the kippah on his head, you can see the tzitzit. Which Jew does he have a problem with? What's his beef? With whom? And Haman says, let me tell you something, Achashverosh. You may not know this, but I did my homework. And I do know this. They're all the same. Even the Jew that has long assimilated, or he thinks that he assimilated. Even the Jew that made every attempt to shed any obvious image of Judaism from himself. He's still Jewish. I want him dead too. because they're Yeshno Am Echad, there is one nation, they're all one. They're all the same. I know what's at their core. I've studied this. And this perhaps is the most important part of Purim. And that's why Purim is such a special holiday. This could maybe even be one of the reasons why we put on costumes. Don't see the person that you know that's different than you. I'm someone else. Like me because it's us. We're all celebrating Purim. You don't know who's behind it. It's just you know there's another Yid behind it. It doesn't matter what he or she looks like on the inside, what good or God forbid, what bad they possess, what blemishes they may have, what qualities they may have. Just another person celebrating Purim. To make that easier, you say a little L'chaim. You say a little L'chaim, it has a way of melting away differences. Suddenly everybody's sitting around the table, the rich man, the poor man, the wise man, the simpleton. They all find something in common because they don't have to look much. Everybody's a little loose, everybody's happy, and everyone is less judgmental. We don't have the capacity for that, and we can all really feel like one in real time. This Purim, make sure you make another Jew feel like you and him, you and her are one. Shalom.